Logica. Electronics for wood processing.
MoistLINE, calibration and program setup. This video tutorial is divided into 8 basic steps to learn how to best use your new MoistLINE system. It is organized in a step-by-step manner to provide you with the right skills, but feel free to skip to any chapter you prefer if needed. In the description, you can directly view and select the desired step. Step 1. Sample preparation. Select at least 3 to 5 samples with different moisture values. Note, the samples must cover at least the set threshold values. The more varied the samples, the greater the measurement accuracy. Pay attention, the samples must be physically homogeneous with each other, have a moisture distribution as uniform as possible, have no knots or resin pockets. Proceed with numbering the selected sample. Then use a contact meter to determine the moisture content of the sample. The high accuracy of MT20 and MT30 makes them ideal for this purpose. Measure the sample in multiple parts, using the special function of the MTs to determine the average moisture content. Finally, note the measured value to enter it into MoistLINE at the end of the calibration. In the case of very thin samples, separate them from the bottom to prevent the measurement from being affected. Step 2. Zero calibration. Enter the menu, then Program Settings. Click on the calibration icon. Press 0 to start calibration. Pay attention, during MoistLINE calibrations, it's ideal to keep the conveyor belt empty and in motion. It's also essential to stay away from the sensor and avoid placing metallic objects nearby. Step 3. Points calibration. In the calibration menu, press Points. MoistLINE is now ready to analyze the previously selected samples. Run now the samples on the conveyor belt. MoistLINE will read the various samples and assign a raw value. Once the measurement of the selected samples is complete, press Stop. At this point, assign to each field the previous average measured value. Select the raw and press the Edit key. Repeat the operation for each sample, being careful not to confuse the values between the various samples. Then, press the back icon and save the program to memorize the calibration. You can create a new program or update a previous one in the Programs library. Step 4. Calibration check. Optional procedure. If you want to check the calibration, start a new recording and run the selected samples again. The moisture values reported by MoistLINE must match those measured manually. Step 5. Adding a new calibration point. During measurement with MoistLINE, the message approximate value may appear under the moisture value. This alert means that the measured value is outside the entered calibration points, therefore the system cannot guarantee an accurate measurement. You can add this value to the calibration point list, following the procedure previously shown in Step 3. Select the desired row where to register the sample. Carefully measure the sample before entering the value in the list. Finally, save the program. Step 6. Inconsistency error. During point calibration, the MC and raw inconsistency alert may appear. This means that one or more values were entered incorrectly in relation to the raw value. Press on raw to sort the items by size and locate the problem. In this case, sample 2 was defined as having a higher moisture value, despite having a lower raw value than sample 6. This is not likely, so check the sample moisture or entered value again. Once the data has been corrected, it is possible to complete the operation without further alerts. Step 7. Create a new program. Enter the menu, then Program Setting. Here, choose an identifying name. Now set the species and characteristics of the wood. These elements are for identification purposes only, they do not change the behavior of the measurement or sensor. Select the desired marking mode, choosing from the possible modes. Now set the 4 measurement thresholds. 2 dry, dry, wet, 2 wet. Now proceed with the creation of the program by moving to the 0 and point calibration screen. Follow the previous steps to perform 0 calibration and point calibration. Then, using the Save button or the main menu, enter the Programs library. Select the desired position. Then press on the Save icon. Last step is the test box. To have a reference for the measurement, you can use the dedicated test box included in the supply. Let's see how to do it. Enter the program library. Then, scroll to the bottom and select Program 101. This custom program is dedicated and related to the specific test box. When using multiple MoistLINEs, be careful not to swap test boxes. Proceed with the zero calibration, as shown previously. There is no need to calibrate the points or do other operations. Then return to the home screen. At this point, pass the sample through MoistLINE and check the measured moisture value. The value must be between wet and dry, therefore indicated in green and with 100% accepted status. In this case, the operation is completed and MoistLINE measures correctly. Thank you for choosing MoistLINE. For further information, visit our website. Good job with Logica products.